Hey, how you guys doing? Shalom. Uh, I just got through watching 2012 and law-abiding citizen. Within, I say, a few days of one another. I tell you what, boy, we need some more law-abiding citizens, if you know what I mean. About 200 million more. But anyway, they passed the National Defense Authorization Act where they could illegally and indefinitely detain those individuals, American citizens, who they deem to be hostile towards the United States, really the United States Incorporated, also known as the federal government, all right? So, bring those up to date who, guys who might not really understand what's going on, or just a brief history. In 1917, the Trading with the Enemy Act was passed. All right, this act was implemented to deal with the countries we were at war with during World War I. It gave the president and the alien property custodian the right to seize the assets of the people included in this act. And if they wanted to do business in this country, they had to apply for a license to do so. Excuse me. All right, by 1921, the Federal Reserve Bank, the trustee for the alien property custodian, held over $700 billion in trusts. Understand that this trust was based on our assets, not theirs. In 1933, 48 Statute 1 of the Trading with the Enemy Act, it was amended to include the United States person because they wanted to take our gold away. Executive Order 6102 was created to make it illegal for a U.S. citizen to own gold. In order for the government to take our gold away and violate our constitutional rights, we were classified as enemy combatants. Okay, so the NDAA is really nothing new. They're just finding, I guess, euphemisms instead of saying trading with the enemy, act and stuff like that. Now they euphemistically call it National Defense Authorization Act. Same old stuff, All right, so now they have this this new bill that they're trying to pass, the Enemy Expatriation Act, H.R. 3166 S1698. It is an act that the U.S. Congress is now considering that will allow the U.S. government to take away citizenship of anyone that is considered a hostile enemy or supporting hostility towards the U.S. government. All right? If the Enemy Expatriation Act passes in its current form, the legislation will let the government strike away citizenship for anyone engaged in hostilities or supporting hostilities against the United States. This was located in a news article by Russia Today News. All right. Chuck Baldwin posted on Infowars that the Congress is considering H.R. 3166 and S1698, also known as the Enemy Expatriation Act, sponsored by Joe Lieberman and Charles Dent. This bill would give the U.S. government the power to strip Americans of their citizenship without being convicted of being hostile against the United States. In other words, you can be stripped of your nationality for engaging in or purposefully and materially supporting hostilities against the United States. Legally, the term hostilities means any conflict subject to the laws of war, but considering the fact that the war on terror is a little ambiguous and encompassing, any action could be labeled as supporting terrorism. All right? So all the U.S. Pentagon, Northcom, the White House, the Capitol, or any agency in the government, U.S. government has to do is to put out propaganda against certain races, blood types, political groups, religions, and individual beliefs, and any U.S. citizen that meets the attack propaganda quotas will instantly lose their citizenship. They'll be secretly arrested and detained without a court trial under the NDAA, and then sent to death camps to be exterminated. It says, you're probably wondering why U.S. citizens that will lose their citizenship will be exterminated by their government. Because as hundreds of natural-born U.S. citizens lose their citizenship in America, and in the event that no country will accept deportation of such U.S. citizens, the U.S. government will encourage death, since there will be no way the taxpayers will want to pay loads of taxpayers' money to pay for hundreds of thousands of U.S. citizens given illegal status and lose their citizenship status, plus having no country to be deported to. This will pave the way for the death camps in America to kill those that lose their U.S. citizenship to keep the budget deficit good, and also in cases where no foreign country will grant deported Americans that lost their citizenship status to their country. The Enemy Expatriation Act is no different than the Nuremberg laws because they both took away natural citizenships of citizens due to meeting certain racial and political criteria that was considered a threat to the Nazi regime, or in this case, the establishment in America. The suspension of rights and then citizenship is what happened in Nazi Germany. Be aware this is now happening here in the good old United States. So for all those that still are on the fence and still believe that somehow things are going to get better and that this foreign corporation, also known as United States of America, really cares about you in any shape, form, or fashion, man, maybe this will wake you up. I mean, people try to say, well, the TWEA, the Trading with the Enemies Act, that was repealed. It's never been repealed because as long as every president has continued to declare national emergencies, then that act stays very active and it stays current. Okay? So we've been enemy combatants all along. Now they're just showing us that we are. I mean, it's all the stuff has been on the books for centuries. Now all of a sudden they're enacting this, or rather decades. They're telling you now, listen, now we're not playing with you. You really think you have rights? Well, let me show you that you really don't have any rights. Hey, the handwriting's on the wall, folks. You better wake up. Peace.